Hey folks, it's James from Support here. Today I want to take a few minutes to talk to you about custom fields in OnCourse. Custom fields are essentially a way for you to add fields to records in OnCourse that perhaps we don't have a particular field for. So for example, you can see here we've got this is our custom fields section in our test OnCourse, and you can see here you can find it in the preferences section. So if you go to preferences and you scroll all the way down to custom fields here on the left, and we have a few examples here already. For example, here you can see this one that I'm circling is called license number, and that's on the application type. So that means that we can store, perhaps we have a need to collect the license number during a student application for a particular course. So that's what we would create this field for. And there's two reasons that you'd want to do something like this. So one would be purely that you want to have this field sitting within a record for someone to review. I can actually show you what that looks like if we go to the applications window. And we come up here and let's look at say Alan Noble's latest application. We can see here there is a license number field, and that's actually got some data in it. So that's the first reason that you would want to create a custom field, and the second would be that you want to utilize it in your data collection, which means that, say, similarly, probably what's been done in the case of this field here is that we have data collection forms and data collection rules and processes that collect data during the enrollment or application process on the website, and this allows you to insert this field as a question to be answered by someone. We can actually go through that just here. Let's say if I come to our accredited course data collection rules, we can see here that this rule set uses the for the application process, because we have different rules for different processes. So for the application process, it uses the default field form application in brackets. So let's come up here to our forms and we'll find that default field form application. And if we scroll down, yeah, we can see here that this person has created a new heading and then added in their license number custom field down here. And what that means is that when somebody goes onto the website and goes through the application process for a course that is set to enroll by application, one of the questions they'll be asked during that process is for their license number. And you could make that mandatory if you want to, if it's a question that needs to be answered, or not. And that's just one example of why you would use a custom field. Let's just quickly go through making one. It's very, very simple. We just come to custom fields and we click this black plus button up the top. And we can type in a name. Let's say if we just want to grab the license state. Got to give it a custom key, which can be anything. I generally say just trying to make it nice and simple, like I've done here. The data type, so the type of data that you're expecting someone to input. So if you want to make this just a checkbox, so somebody can turn it on or turn it off, or if you expect them to input a date and a time, or just a date or an email address, you can make a list of selections that people can pick from. But in this case, we're just going to pick text because we just want them to add a piece of text. We're not going to make it mandatory because that would make the field mandatory for all types of that record, and we're going to make it application based, and we'll hit save. And then just to show you what that looks like, we've saved that now, and if we want to go and add that to our form, we can do that now. So you remember that we were looking at the default field form application before, so we'll click on that again. Let's say if I want to add that question to just this section down the bottom here, I just click this plus button up here, and now we're going to look for what we've just created. License state. You can see it just here, and it's got marked these are for applications, for application records, this question type. We'll click that. That adds the field up the top here, and then we just grab, if we want to move it down the bottom there, we'll grab these dots and we can just drag it all the way down, and we'll set it just below license number, and we'll hit save. And there we go. That is a quick rundown of how you can use custom fields, how you can create a custom field, and then how you can also expect to use them in your data collection.